UCF Knights. Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with you. Let's check in with our sideline reporter, Holly Rowe.
UCF has a unique stadium, the Acrisure Bounce House. Florida tries to get this going loud and proud in Orlando. It opened in 2007. Nearly 50,000 fans pack it in to make sure that is loud and crazy for the Golden Knights. Back to you.
We'll keep an eye on that, Holly. So BYU's offense makes its way onto the field to open this game. And here comes Bear Bachmeier. This quarterback, one of the best in the country, but boy, does he face a stiff challenge with a stingy unit on the other side. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Martin. At the 45 on his way. They got him free for a big gainer down to the 43. You count up those explosive plays in a game and you put a little extra star by the big run.
Yeah, this running back is a weapon, boy. He is so good in space. He's got shiftiness. He can make guys miss. And if this guy gets into the second level, watch out. He can hit a home run.
Fires to the wideout. It's dropped after taking the hit.
Well, that's just a great play by the defender and great timing. It was the hit that forced that incompletion.
Second and long here. From the gun, running back on the move. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
To the air, it's Bachmeier. Got his man downfield. A huge chunk play as he gets it all the way down to the 11. Convert that third down on the slant. Now everybody sort of settles into the game.
Yeah, you do have nerves. I mean, everybody does. Opening drive, you watched film, and how good are they really? And you get that first down, you throw the quick timing slant.
And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
And that is a huge play for the defense. Offense has it in your red zone. You're trying to knock them out of field goal range. The only way you do that is by creating negative plays, and they get the sack.
Now facing second and long after the defense came up with that sack. They get him down, but he was driving his way and gets it down to the 7-yard line. They'd love to pick up this third down and get a fresh set with first and goal. Intercepted, and the first drive ends with a pick. Touchdown Knights! Took it all the way back to the house.
I mean, does the start get any better for this defense? You force a third down, passing situation, great pass defense. Not only that, break on the football, make the interception, and take it all the way back to the house. The tone has been set in this ball game.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. It bounds through the back of the end zone. It'll be a touchback. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. Finding themselves down 7-0. They'd love to get a drive going here. Keeps it moving. It's Martin. He's past the marker. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They're going to ride this running back. Surged ahead for a couple there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, BYU is a team that made it to the Big 12 title game a year ago. A big part of it was L.J. Martin and their ability running the football, but also what he was able to do catching it as well. Bachmeier back at quarterback, so this offense really expects to take the next step. But L.J. Martin, David, probably one of the better running backs in the country that maybe a lot of college football fans outside of the Big 12 don't really know about.
Yeah, I mean, he could catch it, he could make you miss, he could run you over. Like, the injuries slowed him down a little bit a year ago. But another year of experience with Bear in the backfield, and that is a big Bear. That is a large Bear that can also run the football. Could be a great 1-2 punch that makes you pack a lunch and tackle some grown men for 60 minutes.
And the Cougars will have it 1st and 10. Looking downfield, it's Bachmeier. Lets it fly deep downfield. He was open, he had it, and he dropped it. Would have been a touchdown. Instead, it's 2nd down. They'll need a bunch on 2nd down. The snap sets up to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Got him downfield. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it 1st and goal.
And as a quarterback, man, you have to have a short memory, right? Be able to put mistakes behind you. He threw an interception last possession. Who cares? Nice job coming out, getting organized, getting the play down, having confidence, and now they're moving the ball right down the field.
From the red zone, it's Martin. And he's in! Touchdown, Cougars! Setting up for the extra point and the tie.
The best running backs are the guys that can just sniff out the end zone. That running back showed you all of his freakish ability on that play.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So UCF's offense will come out to go on the attack for the first time. And there he is, coming onto the field. It's Dylan Wade. They say the tight end's always open, and he seems to always be, and he's always making big plays.
There's a lot of great attributes about a tight end, like the size, the physicality. This guy, though, what sticks out the most is the speed. That you want to play him man-to-man, put a linebacker on him, that's a problem. You put a safety on him, he's still got good enough speed and size to go win. Palmer, this guy, they put him everywhere, and he wins because of that blazing speed.
It's really crazy to think about that he might actually be their fastest. If you had everybody lined up at receiver, tight end, just running vertical routes, he might actually be the fastest. And, Dave, we've even seen him on film run away from cornerbacks as well in man coverage. Nobody can seem to catch up with this guy. A very unique skill set for a tight end.
Ton of ground to cover here on 3rd and long. Back to pass, it's Barnett. And they get to the quarterback and knock him down back at the 16.
And this is going to be the matchup for this defense all game long, containing the QB speed, because he can get out and he can roll. Nice job early in this football game, judging his speed, getting out there, getting the sack, and most importantly, getting a hit on him early in this football game so he can physically feel you, and those hits can start to add up throughout a football game.
On the return. And he is knocked down immediately. Brave to try the return, though the coach might have preferred a fair catch. Play action on 1st down. Snagged in the middle. It's Phillips. And he was off to the races, finally tripped up at the 36.
I know one of the things this offense takes a lot of pride in the passing game is they feel like they can attack every area of the field. They have success when they throw it outside, but they're really good throwing to the middle of the field, too. Quarterback has confidence. There's really good timing in this passing game, and you saw it right there between the QB and his intended target, getting that big catch.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
They get him stopped, but the big gain has them on the doorstep. Let's mark it at the 13. The Cougars come to the line on the heels of that big pass play. Run in the red zone. It's Martin. Sweet cut there. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Selling the fake. Buying a little time to his left. Touchdown Cougars. Quick strike through the air for the score. PAT unit on the field. And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they cap things off with a 9-yard touchdown pass. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. UCF hoping to get things rolling here on offense. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. They'll start on the ground with Duke Watson. He is snowed under, nowhere to go, and it'll be second and long. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Caught in the backfield, it's Thomas. There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. That's the end of the quarter, and BYU is on top. And after that first quarter, let's see if these guys can get back in the game in the second. This offense had a little extra time to think about it. Let's see what they have on third down. To throw, it's Barnett. Under pressure. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off. He would have loved to make the big return there, but he still gives his team the ball at the 37. The Cougars offense takes the field to start this drive. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. On the run, it's Martin. They work that running game down to the 34. Let's give him 3 on the carry.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. This time they'll throw it. Fires to the wideout. Got a man in the middle. And he stopped, brought down at the 18. It'll be enough for the first down. BYU now into the red zone. Motion from the wide receiver. Wants to throw on first. Nice play by the defense to jar that one loose.
Well, the quarterback knew he wanted to go to his tight end on that play. He's a big physical target, but it was the hit on the play that forced the incompletion.
A lot of ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on second down. Couldn't connect on first down, now back to the air. Knocked away, incomplete in the end zone.
You don't see bat downs all the time. A lot of times guys break on the football, the defensive backs, and then trying to catch it and make a play. I like he knew where he was. He's in the end zone, not trying to give up points. Does a great job breaking on the football and swatting it to the ground.
He now has 80 yards on the ground, and he has his eyes fixed on leading the nation in rushing.
That's an interesting play call there, because I think with the 3rd and long situation, a lot of people probably thought they were going to throw it. Instead, they hand it off, and great job by the offensive line. And after that run, now they're set up in 1st and goal.
He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
And this is the hard part about being on defense and choosing whether to be conservative or bring the blitz. They bring the blitz, he sees it, and that's what he does really well. Sees it and immediately makes a decision, gets to some green grass, and gets a positive gain for this.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Cougars! Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. So they moved the ball 37 yards on the drive, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Here's a give to Watson. Crosses the 30 to the 31, a 6-yard gain.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker. Oh, he's got some space. He's at the 30. The 10. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, UCF! After the score, we'll see if that breathes a little fire into them.
And you see it all the time, right? You get that score, you get that energy, the crowd gets involved, and the defense got to get out and get you a stop. But this was step one to getting them back in the ballgame.
On the move from inside his 5. Tackled and brought down right at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. As productive as these two offenses have been early, you really can't afford an empty possession here. Looking for a man. It's Bachmeier. On target over the middle. And he's brought down after a huge completion. They were backed up, and then suddenly they weren't. They've got it 1st and 10 now inside the 50. Some misdirection with the counter. Maybe a crease. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another 1st down.
And this offense, right, they are in a groove. They are in a rhythm, just finding themselves play after play. Everything they're dialing up right now is working. If I'm the offensive coordinator, I'm not changing a thing.
And he's got room. And he's tackled, stopped at the 14. They'll move the chains. They've got a 1st down in the red zone.
And, man, you love to see that from this offense. Coming out and answering, right? Like putting a drive together. Their defense just gave up a touchdown. But you want to snatch the momentum back. Nice job putting a little bit of a drive together. Now let's go cap this thing off with a touchdown.
Stopped at the 13-yard line as they try to turn this into points.
Winning 1st down is such a big deal on defense, like getting them in more predictable situations, more passing situations. Nice job not giving up a lot of run after contact on that 1st down.
Lets it go to the end zone. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
The Knights start this drive as the offense looks ready to go. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Oh, pressure's coming. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play. Long way to go on 2nd down. Motion from the wideout. Turns up, it's Thomas. Turning it on. He'll get a fresh set of downs stopped at the 31-yard line.
And watch the offensive line here. They all block run. Because they're blocking run, the quarterback decides, oh, I got a favorable matchup. He dumps it out to the right, makes the right read, gets a nice positive gain.
Tells the play fake, wants to throw on first down. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
When you're on defense and you get to play outside linebacker, it's about as good as it gets, right? I get to rush the passer just like this and put him on the ground. Then I get to cover in space. I get to move all over the place. Great job by the outside linebacker. The most fun position to play in college football.
Great job on the containment and the tackling. They stop him for no gain.
I mean, getting suffocated right away. How about the DB? Just seeing that initially, pulling the trigger, getting to him, get him on the ground, get the tackle for a loss.
Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long. Ball's at the 25. Sells to fake. On target. He stopped a little bit short. They'll mark it at the 38. It's 4th down. The Knights will line up to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Not a lot of room to field this one. And he'll work his way on the return out to the 35-yard line before he stopped. So the BYU offense comes out to go on the attack. That last possession, a prime example, Jesse, of how things get condensed in the red zone.
Hard to throw when the windows are smaller, and that's what happens down near the goal line, David. But for this quarterback here, just take accountability and ownership and come out here and lead your offense.
And move on. Like, we needed points. That's something that we can harp on. We'll watch the tape this week, but now it's time to move on. Let's get another drive going.
He now has 110 yards on the ground, and that's just another routine day for this guy who's been among the nation's leaders in rushing all season long. Looking downfield, it's Bachmeier. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
Well, they're trying to attack the middle of the field. That time the ball a little too high for his wide receiver, and it falls incomplete.
2nd and long here. Snap in the shotgun. Timed that hit perfectly to keep him from making the grab. It'll be 3rd down.
Well, this offense has gone his way early and often in this game. They've gotten into a nice rhythm. That time, though, the defense was expecting to throw going hit. Put a really nice hit on him to force the incompletion.
Fires to the right. Perfect timing on the hit to keep him from making the grab, and the defense forces a 4th down. Looks as if BYU will have to punt it away. They'll have to punt for the first time this afternoon. Make sure he doesn't get backed up any further, signals for and makes the fair catch at the 10. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. They'll run the RPO and fire to the right. He snagged it, but he'll be stopped short of the 1st down. Good, solid pickup on that play. The Knights can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Not in lockstep there with the receiver. Let's see what they have in the bag on 3rd and short from their own 18. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Fires to the tight end. Still running at the 40. The Knights going to go ahead and call their first timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. The Knights have it with a 1st and 10. Fresh center downs going to the air. Incomplete. A 50-50 ball won by no one that time.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell in.
And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Defense picks it up. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football. This late in the half, here's the question. How aggressive will the play calling be? Looking downfield, it's Bachmeier. He's going for the big play. And that pass incomplete. The defense got a hand on it.
Well, after getting the takeaway now, and you're in the fringe area just outside the red zone, the offense trying to stay aggressive. They're throwing it right away, seeing if they can catch the defense sleeping after now just coming on the field. But give the defense credit. They were aware. They were ready for it. And made sure that one fell incomplete.
The Cougars will use their first timeout here. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half.
This guy's been so much fun to watch all year long. Every single week, he's making defenders look silly trying to tackle him with that last play. Now over 1,000 yards rushing on the season.
Fresh set of downs going up top. Look out! Breaks loose. Knocked down after a pickup of maybe 2, and man, that pursuit, they had their hair on fire. Timeout taken by BYU at second. And they'll still have 1 in their pocket for what's left in this first half. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Snowed under right at the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play. They'll use a timeout right before halftime, maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Makes the grab, and he will score. Touchdown, BYU.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. And he was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Waning seconds of the first half. Let's see just how aggressive they'll be. Corners are going to bail. Keeps it, looking for room. He'll push his way forward for a few, and the clock will continue to run. We've played 2 quarters here and reached halftime, and we will now check in with Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, kind of the unofficial halfway point of the season. Week 8 and another exciting update from the EA Sports Desk. Let's start with TCU taking on the West Virginia Mountaineers.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Holly, what's the story as we start this second half?
Checking in with the BYU head coach at the half. He is very pleased with his defense right now. As you know, this quarterback that they're facing has got so much hype and so much attention, but they have been able to contain him in the first half. They get the ball here to start the second. We'll see if this defense can keep up that same momentum and shut down that quarterback here in the third. Guys?
Thanks, Holly. Tried to hit him with a quick game on first down, and nothing doing there. The Knights trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Off play action. Out wide right, it's Wade. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. Oh, he's ready to take a shot. Oh, it's picked off. That's not the start they hoped for. Bringing it back. They get him on the ground after the turnover, but there is a flag on the field, and we'll see if that will be a reprieve for this offense. Defender got caught a little handsy with that jersey, and it'll cost him. A little too aggressive with the hands there. Got him for the hold. It's 1st and 10. Quick completion to the right. He'll work and weave his way all the way up to the 45 before going out of bounds.
And I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a first down, and now here's the offense back up.
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
This quarterback has to know he's got to get rid of the football quickly. This defense has already shown on film that they'll rush this outside linebacker off the edge and make the count 5 on their pass rush, but with his speed and his flexibility, he's too much for a lot of these offensive linemen to handle.
On play action. Snags it. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down. 3rd and short from the 49. Is this 4-down territory? Gets the back moving. Keeps it himself. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. It'll be 4th down. The Knights will call on their punt team. He'll aim it toward the sideline to try to make it tough on the return team. Let's check in with Holly Rowe.
Here on the BYU sideline, there is so much energy down here on the sideline. This running back has been on fire. They expected a big performance from him today, and he has delivered, just going over 100 yards already in this game. I expect them to continue to feed him the ball. I'll keep you posted from down here on the sidelines. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line, 2nd and 7. Handoff again. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle.
And what a great job by the defense here. 1st down, 2nd down, 2 straight runs. They stuffed both. And that was a big key for them coming into this game. They want to set up 3rd and long situations. And now those edge rushers can pin their ears back to get after the quarterback. They can mix up and disguise their coverages on the back end, hoping to create negative plays and takeaways.
We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one. But we know who he really wants to go to on 3rd down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Well, a big key for this offense was getting the run game established, and this guy now over 120 rushing yards in this one. You got to give credit to the O-line. You obviously have to give credit to the running back as well, but they have answered the bell. They knew what they needed to do if they were going to be able to have success, and they're executing this game plan flawlessly.
To the ground. He's got it again. They'll give him 4 on the pickup at 2nd and 6.
And it's going to be interesting to watch this defense, man, because obviously when you're trailing, and offenses can sometimes get conservative, and that's 2 runs back-to-back. Do they get more aggressive and try to bring more guys near the line of scrimmage, not let them waste time, and try to get their offense the football back?
BYU coming to the line with 1st and 10. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. It's complete to the right. Touchdown, BYU! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown. And they split the uprights on the extra point. They're up 35-14. This is like a baseball pitcher that can't miss. He is just pounding the strike zone.
No, it just gets in the zone, right? When you can't miss, you've seen quarterbacks get like that no matter what they do. They're on fire. They're hitting the receivers. And listen, that's also on the defense. The defense has to do a better job making him feel uncomfortable, changing what they're doing in coverage so he's a little bit confused. You can't just let him pick you apart.
RPO complete to open the drive. Found a little bit of room there to get it up to the 30 before going out of bounds.
Man, this guy is so dynamic, and that's why you want to try to get him the ball as many ways as you can. That time, it's a screen throw, and he had some nice blocks downfield, but with his speed and elusive running ability, this dude is dangerous.
Bring him down.
You know, this offensive line, they just got to hold their blocks a little bit longer. This offense likes to run their quarterback on design plays, and if you can just give him a little crease, he can take it the distance, but they couldn't get it done there.
On third down, here's Watson. Breaks into the open. He's got enough for the first down. They'll spot it at the 37.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. But he's got a head of steam. Boy, he is hard to bring down.
Watson again. A confident, tough, efficient run. Gets it up to the 44.
And we talked about this guy coming into the game, man. He's a dude. Like, he's a guy that they're going to feature, they're going to give the football to. He's so good with the ball in his hand, so why would you not hand it to him as much as possible? They're doing it early, and he's getting some chunk yardage. This defense, they knew about him, but now they're finding out about him.
Handoff, Duke Watson running left. They pull him down, but he's got enough, and it'll be a first down for this offense.
On second down defensively, I'm always like, hey, let's get to third down. Really good job by the offense. It's like, nah, we're going to stick this run right down your throat, get the first down on second down. We don't need third downs.
In the backfield, it's Thomas. Could not make his way to the corner.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. That's what you're supposed to do. As soon as they catch the football, you want to limit that yards after the catch, and he went nowhere after the catch. Nice job by the D.
And, guys, that completion might have helped the old confidence, but it didn't help the down and distance. 2nd and 10 here. Looking for the edge. Now the pitch. Might have a chance. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. As we head to the fourth quarter, this guy is seeing the defense. Look how he spread the ball around. Just about ready to go in the fourth, and we'll see if any drama can be mustered. After swapping ends of the field, that gave them a little time to figure out how they'll open the final period here on third down. They'll move the wide receiver. Here's Duke one more time. Putting together a real scoring threat here as they pick up the first down at the 36. The Knights kept this drive moving on the ground, now back to work. Dropping back, it's Barnett. Can hold on in the face of the contact.
This defense has just been all over this guy all game long. Under pressure, they're finding a way to get to him and affect his rhythm. Of course, they have an interception in this game. That's why they've got a big lead here in the fourth quarter. This guy has never gotten into a rhythm.
They'll need a bunch on second down. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Lets it fly. And good coverage and better hands on that shot to the end zone.
The defense is in great position right now because they've got a huge lead here in the fourth quarter. They know the offense has to take shots to try to get themselves back in the game, so they're calling their coverages accordingly, and there was nowhere to go with that football. Really nice job by the defense being in position to force the incompletion.
The Knights headed quickly to the line. They'll run it. It's Watson. Defense there to stop him after he picked up a yard. Ball's at the 17.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Wide receiver going in motion. Right back to it. And that defense is there to guide him out of bounds after a short gain.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on first and second down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up third and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that second down by this defense.
Can't quite cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down.
So nice when you're an offense and you get in these third and shorts and you know the defense has to be aggressive, has to commit guys up front, especially in the red zone area.
And he surges across the line. Touchdown, Knights! Follow the blockers. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and, slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He gets across the 20 and out to the 21-yard line before he's stopped right there. Let's see what Holly Rowe has for us on the sideline.
Here on the BYU sideline, I can see a developing situation with their quarterback and the coaches. Their QB has struggled here today with the turnovers, and there's a lot of conversation. They're showing him those mistakes on the film, trying to get him to see what he's missing. They want to get some confidence built back up in this quarterback, but right now he's shaking his head like, I've got this, I've got this. We'll see if he really does here to take the field. Back to you.
Holly, thank you. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman. Here they come, trying to convert a 3rd and short from the 28. Dropping back, it's Bachmeier. Out wide left, it's Martin. It's a game of first downs, and they've got one out to their own 37.
Well, this defense has given up some big plays in this game so far, but they've got a lot of talent on that side of the football. Someone has to step up here, make a play, get a stop, and put their team in a position to win.
Takes a handoff. It's Martin. There he goes. They stop him just short of the first down, but it will be 2nd and inches coming up.
It's a point in the game, I think, as a coaching staff where you really challenge your offensive line to go win the football game, right? We've got to lead late. We're going to run the football. And the defense and everybody in the stadium knows that's what's going to happen. Can we run the ball down their throats and impose our will? That's what this offense right now is trying to do.
Basic run plays. I don't need a bunch of complicated stuff sometimes. I just need to get the first down and get the sticks moving.
The Cougars are marching down the field. Right side, it's Casper. Makes the grab, and down immediately. He picks up a few. After the 4-yard completion on first down, now it's 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. They want this clock to move. Might have picked up a couple on that one before he was knocked down.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
How aggressive might this play call be on 3rd and short from the 46? They're all over him. And down he goes. The defense bringing the heat. The Knights going to go ahead and call their first timeout. They still have a couple of timeouts to work with in this final quarter. BYU will bring the punt team on the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Coverage team does a good job and touches it dead. No return on this one. A quick pass to the left.
And in this situation late when you need 2 touchdowns to win the game, everything's going to have to be downfield. So I like the idea in this 2-minute drive, throwing it that way. Let's keep it going, keep our pedal to the metal here.
Those two not on the same page. It's incomplete.
I think as a quarterback, you get in your mind before the snap a lot of times where you're going with the football. And sometimes you lock on it a little bit too long. And right there, I think he did. He'd probably want that throwback.
Pumps it downfield. Makes a connection. Out across the 30 and out of bounds at the 33. And that's what you're looking for when you're backed up in your own territory. And it looks as if they've buzzed down. Replay wants to have another peek at that last play. And they take another look at the play, but the officials on the field were right, and the play will stand. Handoff, Duke Watson running left. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard. The Knights want to pick up the tempo.
all season long, we've been watching this defense dominate against the run. They're the #1 rush defense in the entire country.
Oh, it's picked off. Oh, at the worst possible time. He was trying to get that return going. Instead, he'll hand it to his offense at the 38. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. And that interception might well be the nail in the coffin. Offense gets the ball back, up by 2 scores. Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
And I like the first thought process right here. Run the football. We want to run that clock with the lead. Thank you to the defense for forcing that turnover, setting us up. Now if we can put a few first downs together, we're looking really good.
Defense will stop the clock. 2:04 remaining. They'll have the 2-minute timeout coming as well.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. So after reviewing the undisputable video evidence, the replay booth has decided to overturn the call. BYU with the 1st and 10. Making the adjustment on the play. They'll run it. He's got enough for the first down, and that ought to put a bow on this one.
This is a pretty easy situation for the offense right here, guys. We need one play. We need one run up front. O-line, we need you to come through for us and ice this game. They do a great job allowing that back to pick up the first.
Yeah, it's just physicality up front. The big boys creating some space because the defense knew what was going on. They have to get a stop here or this football game is over. A lot of guys near the line of scrimmage. They can't get it done, and it is over.
With the win today, they're now bowl eligible, and that's certainly worth celebrating, at least to some degree, wouldn't you say, guys?
Yeah, listen, at the start of the year, there are a lot of goals that get put up on the blackboard. Reaching a bowl game is one of them. So now you can go ahead and check that off. But if you're this